Welcome back to the channel. It's been a hot minute since I made a video. Today I'm doing a basic restoration of this beautiful TH Brown mid-century chair that I picked up from Goodwill. As you can see, it's got some light nicks and scratches and dents that I just want to get rid of and overall improve the appearance of this wonderful chair. What a bargain. So even if I wanted to flip this, that would be an easy sale. On the high side, I've seen these sorts of chairs go for $400, but on the low side, the normal side, they're usually going for around $100. As you can see, there's the TH Brown badge. For those not familiar with TH Brown, they're one of Australia's oldest furniture designers. I think established in 1911 or something like that. Here in Adelaide, South Australia, and they were most prominent during that 50s to 70s mid-century period, bringing out some beautiful iconic designs. I think they closed down for a little while, but I think they're back in business sort of under some sort of licensed agreement with the TH Brown family or descendants these days. It's got these banged up chair tips. Some of them aren't the original ones. Some of them are half broken. I'm gonna get rid of those. And I'm going to be using this interior stain. Now this isn't really a full-blown stain. This is more like a rejuvenating stain so that if you just wanted to touch up a chair, fill in some of those marks and scratches, you can without completely sanding back a piece of furniture to its absolute bare bones. This is just a great way to improve the look of that old piece of furniture in a short amount of time. You know, if you've got a couple of hours spare here, this is just a perfect way to really rejuvenate an old piece of furniture. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm targeting this spot here, and I'm just sanding all the way around. You know, I'm going to do the whole leg, even though I'm targeting that dent. Obviously, I'm going to focus in on that dent. I'm going to give that a bit more attention to smooth it out as much as possible, but I'm not aiming to absolutely smooth it out. And then I'm going to grab my steel wool and just start rubbing in that stain. And as you can see, wow, it's magic. You know, and you can do this a couple of times. If you want to let it dry, come back, do it again. Okay, so these old mid-century chairs are so well designed. Look at those beautiful black screws. They easily screw out. And then the chair back's just going to pop out like that. And same for the bottom. I'm going to pry away these old chair tips with a flat head and a pair of pliers. Don't worry about damaging the end of the chair. We're going to sand that again. I'm going to sand it back and stain it. And then one of my favorite tricks is buffing in that stain or oil with an old sock. It's not quite as abrasive as the steel wool, but it's just gonna give it some grit just to polish it in, and look at that. It's starting to look much better already. My favorite trick at the end is to buff in some wax. You might have seen this before on my channel. I love using the drill with a basic polishing attachment. Because I don't like using a varnish. I really love just that natural timber look that's been oiled. Okay, moving on to the fabric. And the pictures here don't really do it justice because you can't really, I didn't really zoom in on any of the dirty spots. And overall, these are pretty good. I love the color, so it's something I could reupholster in the future. But for now, I'm just gonna vacuum them and clean them. Get rid of all that muck and grime. There's a couple of splotches, you know, greasy sort of dark marks. But this technique will work on really stained fabric as well. It just might take a little bit more work. Also, having them out here in the sun is really going to rejuvenate them. That UV light's going to get through the fabric, through the foam. The longer you leave them out, the better. It's not going to fade them just leaving them out there for half a day or a day. You see the corners, they definitely look a bit scungy. And then I'm just going to be using some basic household Sard or some sort of basic degreaser that you would use on your clothes. So it's safe when using clothes. It's going to be safe to use on any sort of fabric, I think. I haven't had a problem with it before. Just giving it a good soaking. And the key is, as you can see here, I'm blotching. I'm not rubbing or scratching with this. I'm using a sponge, and I'll use the scour on the other side just to target some trouble areas, you know? And when I do that, when I target some of those areas, I'm just gonna do little circles. You can't see it off screen there, but for really troublesome greasy spots, sticky spots, I'm using a little bit of turps. Not a lot, and I'm not going to rub it in too hard because then I could damage the dye in the fabric. And then I'm gonna leave it out here, let it dry. These were just a basic set that I got from my local hardware store, and as you can see, they don't fit properly. The nail is not wide enough. Going online, looking, some of the more specialized furniture shops, I can't tell the diameter of those nails either, so I could be wasting my money. Could get these screw-in tips, but for my needs and wants, all I wanted was some nice felt tips like this that are just gonna stop the chair from scratching the floor. They're barely noticeable. They're more inconspicuous, I think, than the big plastic chair tips. And there it is, all finished and looking just dandy. A really fun, quick way to restore a chair without spending a whole day sanding it back down to its bare bones. A classic mid-century modern piece like this with that Danish influence, really, it can go in anything, in any home, in any sort of space, I think. If you found this video informative, let me know in the comments below. You might have had your own sort of experiences. If people like this, then maybe I can do another one.